Hi, good morning, everyone. So, please switch off the mic for all those who are not requested to put it on. Please switch off the mic for all those who are not requested to put it on. Unless you're asked to, then you put your mic on. If ever I ask any question or whatsoever and you want to participate. Well, good morning, everyone. And I have around 47 participants. I can see from my desktop, we have around 47 participants in today's online lecture. Unfortunately, we are meeting on Zoom today. And fortunately, we had the opportunity to meet face-to-face some weeks back. But this is the new normal due to uncertain conditions. We are here online, and I can assure you, I am going to do my best to explain whatever I am supposed to. You'll be given sufficient time to ask your questions so that I can disseminate your doubts and you can participate actively in my lecture, question and answers, and when I'm going to discuss the assignment. Okay, so for today, I am going to start with assignment discussion, which was posted, I guess, some days back. After that, I'll be taking your questions if ever you didn't understand any part of the assignment. And then I'm going to directly start my lecture 2, today, which is environmental scanning competitor analysis as part of the strategic management module. Okay, so I believe you can hear me. The connection is okay for everybody. Everything is fine.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, we can hear you.
Yeah.
Yes, it's okay.
No, it's okay.
Okay. Great. So have you opened your assignment page? I can go straight to that.
Yes, done.
Okay.
Done.
So, yeah. Yes, so you have seen the instructions to students. First and foremost, the important information is the assignment carries 30% of the weightage. And as I discussed in my introductory lecture, 30% will be the assessment, the first assessment, that is the assignment, and the 70% assessment will be the exam. Second important issue to take note, second important point to take note, the submission date is on 17th of April 2021. Okay, which means you have more or less 1 month to complete this assignment. Okay, this is another important point to take note. And as it is an online submission, you will have up to midnight to submit, which means if I get an assignment on the 18th of April, your penalty will be there. You'll see it below. Continuously, the word limit is between 1,500 to 1,800 words, which is more or less sufficient for this type of project, which we are going to discuss afterwards. Okay, so it has to be between 1,500 to 1,800 words. Okay, good. Now for the format. In your Moodle, you will have access to guide to writing assessments, assignments. You can consult that. you need to conform to the Harvard referencing style, which means whenever you're taking reference, you need to put that in your reference section as per the Harvard referencing style. Look, guys, you don't need to be panicked, or you don't need to take stress. This is something which is normal. You have been doing assessment since, or assignment since year 1. So coming to year 3, it is the same thing. And I believe those who are not acquainted to Harvard referencing style, either you go on Moodle or you check it on YouTube, which is very well explained. So take some 30 minutes, you consult it. It is easy. C'est pas la mer à boire, comme on le dit. It's easy and you can master it, and this will help you for your dissertation as well. I don't want any of you to copy and paste either your friend's work or directly from Google. Look, friends, if you're going to copy and paste, there is going to be a trend, because it is one question and I'm going to see 40, 50 answers. If I can see the same replica, there will be penalty. I could see you have just copy and paste. So try to put your own style, try to put it in your own words so that it reflects the originality. Okay, this is what I'm asking. And for a year 3 student, this is the ultimate standard that is expected. That is, you put in your effort and originality. This is what we want to see. The submission will be online. Okay? And one thing more, as from today, all our lectures will be on Zoom, unless communicated otherwise. So please take note of this. As from today, all the lectures will be online, unless communicated otherwise.
Capital is a secondary fact. Capital is produced.
Yes? Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good. Any questions so far? Am I going too fast?
No, it's fine. No, it's fine.
No, it's clear.
Thank you. So let me continue. Yeah. So for the online submission, you could see on Moodle, I have uploaded everything. You can email me directly to my email address, and you have to assign a copy on assign@open.ac.mu. Okay, so you have to put Open University in CC, in copy. Okay, and once I get all the assessment, I will correct and submit the marks to Open University. Concerning the penalty that I spoke earlier, there will be 2% penalty per day. Okay, I won't dwell much on that. We are all adults, we are all working people. We understand the importance of a deadline and want to submit the assessment. Okay, whatever sheets, whatever important information you need to fill, get it online and put it there. Okay, that's it. So now let's come to the assignment question. Okay, so like I said earlier, this is a year 3 assessment, a year 3 assignment. Don't expect, the question may seem to be easy, but it's not that easy, because here I'm talking about application of knowledge. And at the very start, let's read the first sentence and I'll put you in the picture. You have recently attended a course on strategic planning, which means you, as a representative of your organization, of your institutions, of your place of work, you have been asked to attend a course on strategic planning, which you did. Now, what happens? Your director, your CEO, your manager would like you to improve his knowledge on mission statements, which means you, as a person, as a section head, as a responsible person, you need to disseminate this knowledge to your director, because he is weak on mission statement. And what does he ask you? You are therefore expected to prepare and present a business report covering the following aspect. And it has to be in line with your organization or a chosen organization. Okay? You cannot use an SME and come tell me, monsieur, mission statement or whatsoever. So you need to choose an organization where there is a mission statement. Am I clear enough here? Don't choose an organization where there is no mission statement, or you cannot improve on its mission statement, or you cannot train others on how to improve its mission statement. So you're expected to prepare and present. What I mean by preparation, you need to organize it in the Harvard system. You need to have a proper introduction. There need to be a flow. That is 1.0 is the introduction. 2.0, you start with a question and there should be a flow. And there should be a conclusion or an evaluation, and then your referencing, which will follow. And now, what should be included in that business report? 3 main aspects should be covered in the business report. First, what is the mission statement of your organization? You have to tell me. For example, if you're working for Apple, if you're working for Samsung, if you're working for McDonald's, if you're working for any institution which has it, or a ministry or a hospital, they have their mission statement. What is the mission statement of your organization? You tell me. And then when you tell me what is the rationale behind that mission statement. Why that mission statement were there? Any rationale? Any justification? So this comes the second purpose of the mission statement. And then you have to tell, you have to elaborate on the importance, on the purpose of the mission statement. Why we need to have that? What is the purpose of the mission statement? Do we need to change that? No. If it is okay, why it is okay? You need to justify. You need to elaborate on that. How it regroups the whole mission of the organization, it summarizes it in some words, in some phrases, in one sentence. And then what are the essential components of the mission statement? You have a mission statement. What are the components? What are the essential points? What are the essential elements? What makes it unique from its competitor? What makes it unique and innovative? And what makes it different? And what makes it an important element for the consumers to be able to differentiate from its customers? It has to be perceived well, first and foremost, from the internal consumers, which are the staff, and then the external consumers, which are the normal customers which comes to you. So in a nutshell, you need to explain, you need to introduce first the topic, where you're working, what is the mission statement, the justification for the statement, the purpose in its importance, and why is it essential for the internal and external customers, how it makes it different, how they are perceived in the marketplace, and what makes it different from the competitors. So I believe I am not asking you too much for 1,500 or 1,800 words. It is relatively practicable, it is relatively manageable, and it is relatively logical for you to answer the questions with a flow. I need academic integrity, no copy paste. The academic writing style should be as per the Harvard referencing STEM, which means you need to have a proper presentation. There need to be a flow. Pas mettre 10 photos avec moi. It should be clean, a cover page, introduction. You may have a table of contents, a good presentation. You may even have an abstract or an executive summary with proper referencing and critical insight, which means in your conclusion or evaluation, it should be critically evaluated before you submit it to me. Okay? Yes, now I am open to questions. Guys, today is Saturday, 20th of March. You have approximately 1 month to submit me the assignment. No need to be stressed out. You have sufficient time. All those who are in confinement, you have more or less your time. Or those who are not, or those who are working, I believe it is in a rotation basis. You will have, unless you're frontliners, so you will have sufficient time to work on your assignment. What I want you is to give it some time, read it well, try to understand what I'm asking, and you start writing. I will entertain questions on the assessment today only, because the next time you're meeting, it will be almost the submission date. We won't have time. Therefore, if you have any questions, please come to me now, tell me, and then I will try to see how to elaborate on your questions and how to answer them. Okay, so we'll give all of you an opportunity. Don't speak at one go, everyone. One by one, you can start. Yes, I can see one who wants to speak. You can raise up your hand, I guess. Yes. You say your name, and then you start your conversation. Okay, yes. There is a lady raising her hand. Come on, speak.
So this is Vikas Rangnal from Mauritius.
Yeah.
I have a question. We have approximately 5-6 students from Mauritius. Our mission will be the same.
Yeah.
Is this a problem?
It's not a problem, but the way you're going to develop, the way you see it, I don't believe all of you will be seeing in the same direction.
Okay, I understand.
Yeah. Your way, it's a very interesting question. Thank you, Vikas. But the way you are going to present your assignment will surely differ from another student. I believe your views and that won't collide. No?
Okay, I understand. Thank you.
Yeah. And however, one thing here I can also highlight, you may work in different departments, so you can have your departmental vision or mission as well. It doesn't mean for the overall mission. You may work on your departmental mission as well. Is it fine, Vikash? Yes? Who's speaking? Yes? Another question?
Yeah.
Who wants to speak? Any question?
Mr. Ramzin, it's Ravi here. Can I talk to you, please?
Please.
Yeah, I just need some clarity. Well, on the assignment, it says that we need to develop the mission statement. If you could please clarify whether we have to talk about our vision statement first, because as per what I understood from last time, first we need to have a vision, right? And then the mission statement is the path we will take to reach the destination, which is our objective, which is the vision. So here we talk about mission statement. Do we need to talk only about the path to reach the vision, or how do we elaborate on that?
Mr.
Thank
Ravi, is your question finished or you have any other thought?
I'm done. Yes.
Thank you, Ravi. Ravi, the lecture there, I elaborated on all aspects. The assignment is specific. You have a word limit, 1,500 to 1,800 words. So we can't dwell on all these aspects. Ça, sinon, vous finissez une dissertation. Okay, what I want you to focus on the mission statement. This is specific. The question is specific. Don't beat about the bush. Si vous demandez qui vous mangez, ou dis-moi qui vous mangez. Don't tell me what you have cooked. What you have eaten is what you have eaten. So the question is specific. Thank you for asking this question, because I don't want other students as well to mix this and tell me, sir, I have given you an assignment of 3,000 words or whatsoever. No. Specific questions means specific answers. So how you are going to develop your mission statement? Is it worthwhile? Is it relevant? Can you justify it? You go directly, but you have to introduce it. You need to have a mini introduction of around 100 words, which is not much.
Okay, that means as starting point, like an introduction would be the vision, and then we develop the mission vis-a-vis of the vision, isn't it?
No, it might not be. It depends. You may introduce your organization as an introduction. For example, Vikas spoke about Air Mauritius. He may introduce Air Mauritius. This is Air Mauritius. You know, you are in this business, and now what is the mission of Air Mauritius? I have not asked about the vision. Bear in your mind. You may put it, but depending in your word limit, how you're going, you know, it will depend on how you treat your assignment. There needs to be a flow. Okay, I can't tell you, you know, you need to put this. It will depend how you're going to develop it. But the important thing is that you need to be able to answer my questions. Okay, 3 important aspects: mission statement, its purpose, and how is it essential. And for both aspects, you know, this is an important point, you know, and how it is perceived, how it is received in the marketplace. When we talk about a mission statement for a particular organization, how well it is received, how well it is perceived, both internally and externally. Am I clear enough?
Yeah, I think you're very clear, Mr. Ramzin. Thank you.
Thank you very much, my dear friend. Any other, please don't hesitate, and please don't try to think this is a petty question, small questions, others will laugh. If you have any doubt, please ask me. Unless you ask me, then I can answer. Or else the doubt will remain a doubt, and we'll be talking on other topics and things like this. Therefore, I encourage you to speak, to ask your questions, and this is the opportunity to dwell on the assignment and get a good viewpoint on how you can score in this assignment.
Hi, sir. It's Michael Chiramon.
Yes, Michael?
Just a quick question. When you say about internal and external, do you mean we have to say how it is communicated also internally? How do management or how it is communicated in the company?
Michael, the thing is that when I talk about internal and external customers, I mean about internal customers or your staff. Internal customers, how they perceive the mission. Are they acquainted with that? You get my point?
Okay. Okay. Okay.
Of course, you need to communicate it to them. That's why, if you remember on the very first lecture, I asked this question: how many organizations put their mission, vision on a board or on their wall for staff to read, to understand it, to know it by heart? Many of you don't. You get my point? So the thing is that how it is communicated to them, how well it is received, how well they are perceived, you know, both internally and externally. And this is a tricky part. You need to know how to present that.
Thanks for this clarification.
Yeah. Any other questions? All of you have got the assignments?
Yes.
Sûr, hein? Tout le
Yes.
monde là. On n'a pas de souci concernant votre assignment ou quoi que ce soit. Okay? Good. So if you don't have any question concerning the assignment, we'll move to lecture 2. Is it fine with you all?
Yes, sir.
Okay, pour tout le monde?
Yes, okay.
Thank you.
Yes, okay.
Okay, so let's start with lecture 2. I believe you had some time because it was posted last week. I believe you had time to read it. You had time to understand what was there in the lecture. Guys, you know, I will ask you some questions, and then probably you will have time to reflect on my questions, and then we are going to go directly in the topic today. You know, I have simple questions, and my questions are really very simple, because when I prepare a lecture, it's important at times to ask questions and to think critically. Have you ever thought why Apple is so innovative? When I'm talking about Apple, c'est pas le fruit, hein, c'est le truc là, the brand Apple. Why is it so innovative? Year after year, it is the same platform. You have the same consultants. You have the same media. Why are they perceived to be different? Look, my point is clear. I am not telling you they are the best. I am not telling you that they are, you know, the only tricks or the only mobile or only laptop to use. No. Why are they perceived to be different? They have more or less the same hardware, more or less less functionality. But why are they perceived to be different? Any answer to me? Because, you know, this is the foundation of strategy. What is their strategy? What makes their strategy different to other strategy? And this is an
Maybe because they adapt to change.
Yeah. Wait.
They adapt to change.
They adapt to change. Yeah.
And they are innovative every time.
Yeah. Good point. Who else?
They keep on presenting new features.
New features, good. Before, wait.
Then-
Before you speak, you tell your name because it's very difficult for me to manage 60 students because I can see 60 online. So please tell me your name so that we can look.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Who is this?
Vikram, sir. Vikram, sir.
And you can put in
Eh,
your video when you speak. I can see you as well. Except,
Yes, sir.
yeah.
They know how to preserve the competitive advantage. They are
Okay.
proactive instead of being reactive.
This is a very good point.
And they know how to create value for their customers.
Okay. They know how to create value. Who else wants to speak? Come on.
Hi, it's Vinay.
Yes, Vinay.
Yes, I think Apple has more in terms of security. In terms of security, they are more secure compared to other competitors. And for example, if I need to transfer some data from one mobile to another, I think Apple doesn't allow it.
Yeah.
It has some unique security features compared to others.
Vinay, this is a good point.
Yeah.
When you talk, I'm not talking about the functionality here. I'm not talking about the features. The question is simple. Why Apple is different? What makes it different? Not in terms of functionality, but in terms of a brand. Why is it perceived differently? Let me put it in some sort of easier words. Why, when you have an Apple in your pocket, you are a distinguished user compared to another user? I'm not telling you you're the best user, I know. No, far from there. How you feel distinguished? How? Pourquoi? Because this strategy of Apple has worked. And we as professionals, we need to understand what made their strategy so different. So who wants to speak on this?
Michael, I can talk, please.
Who is speaking, Michael?
Michael, yes.
Yeah.
Because he's perceived as a quality thing.
This is a valid point. This is a very valid point. Superior quality. Very good, Michael. Yeah, thank you. This is an important point. Yes, who else? Bon, peut un point important. Allez, come on.
Joel,
Yes,
may I
Joel.
speak?
Yep, of course.
Maybe they had built trust within their customers. Trust in terms they listen to the customers, they adapt their products as to the customer's need.
Joel, the word I want to hear is they know how to communicate with the customers. This is an important element. And I believe this stands out from Apple, the way they communicate to their potential customers or their customer base. So likewise, you said, very good point. And they receive feedback well and they work on these feedbacks. Good point. Another element? Any other students? Allez-y. Il y a 3 éléments qui sont importants. Why are they different? How are they different? And what makes the difference? You're getting my point? Why are they different? How are they different? And what makes the difference? So if you see these 3 words, why, how, and what, it should reflect in your organization as well, in your organizational strategy. Why you should be perceived as a different organization, as the organization to beat. How your organization have achieved this position and how you're going to be in that position. And what makes the difference for your organization in comparison with your competitors. So these 3 words if you can answer I am not asking you to give me an answer today or now, but these 3 words you should work on for your department or for your organization to understand, because let's take the example of the hospitality sector. We have many great hotels, and in these hotels we get more or less the same products or services, but how and what differentiates yours compared to the competitors will make the difference. So your strategy will be based on these 3 things. Is it okay? Is it fine? Can you get my point? Is it valid what I'm trying to say?
Yes, sir.
Let's take another example. Most of you know the brand Tesla, yes or no?
Yes.
The promoter is Elon Musk, the South African. Everything he does, which is very challenging, whether be it electric cars or SpaceX project, he has, his strategy. When he started, he faced many failures. He was not successful. And when a company is not successful for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 years, people don't want to be associated with that brand or that company. Maybe engineers, maybe marketers, maybe producers or whatsoever, because when you fail, no one wants to be associated with you. But the persistence Elon Musk had, he never gave up. And when he never gave up, today he is what he is. He has taken risk. There was no obligation for him to take risk, but the strategy he was believing in, the strategy which was challenging for its workers, it paid off. Let's take the example of Emirates. Why Emirates works better than, for example, Ethiopian Airlines or Kenya Airlines? What makes it different? What is the strategy? For you as your free students, these are the basis, these are the critical understanding or critical knowledge, critical thinking I want you to develop. It's not that I come, I give you the lecture, you read, any student can read. But what I want you is to think critically, to understand, adapt, and put it in practice. This is know-how. When you get a knowledge, you ask how and you put it in practice. And this will make you as a student different from other students. Ultimately, whatever strategic thinking, whatever strategic planning, whatever strategic management you're being taught, first you're understanding it, and then you're putting it in practice in your respective departments, organization, or whatever you are. The thing is, you get it right, and when you get it right, in simple way, you consider it, you put it in the working culture where you are, you train others, and you work it out. Is it okay? Any question?
It's okay, sir.
Good. Very, very good. Now, let's come to the lecture. Slide 2. Discuss the need to understand competitors as well as customers through competitor analysis. Guys, it's important to work out your strategy when you understand the strategy of your competitor. This will help you position your company in the marketplace. If you don't understand the strategy of your competitors, it will be very difficult to compete. Please switch off the mic for all those who are not speaking. Okay? And having said so, you need to conduct a SWOT analysis for your company to understand where you are situated. If you remember last time, I spoke about, two types of analysis, one macro and one micro. SWOT analysis is more a micro analysis where you can see your inner strength, your inner positioning, the threat. But the macro one, it is beyond your control. It's about the policy decisions of government. Changes in price which are beyond your control. For example, the price of petroleum, the price of natural gas, which is beyond your control, climate changes, the pandemic, for example. Okay, so these are the macro analysis. Now, you need to illustrate the need for balancing customers and competitor orientations in becoming a truly market-centered organization, guys. When developing a strategy, it's not only about thinking that of your competitor. You need to have a balance. What's your competitor offering and what your customer or what are your customers expecting? Don't forget, you don't work for your competitors, but you work for your customers. But there need to be a balance. What is being offered in the marketplace and what you want to offer to the customer. And that's why we normally do surveys. We examine data, whether be it primary or secondary. We question, we ask for feedback. We demand customers what they want. So you can see the balance. It's important when developing a strategy. Now, competitor analysis is the process of identifying key competitors. Hey, there is a mic switch on here. It's disturbing me. There is a mic switch on. Please switch it off. Okay. Yeah. Coming to the competitor analysis. Competitor analysis is the process of identifying key competitors, assessing their objective, strategies, strengths, weaknesses, and reaction patterns, and selecting which competitors to attack or avoid. Guys, in simple terms, let's take the example of the automobile market. You can see different brands, car models, car makes in the marketplace in Mauritius. Toyota, Honda, Nissan, Kia, whatsoever. But when you see what they're offering, it's more or less in the same pattern. If it is SUV, it is in that direction. If it is luxury brands, for example, Mercedes, BMW, more or less the same. Same features in the car. What I want you to understand is that there is a strong competition and strong competitor analysis to see. For example, what is the hybrid features in one car? You're going to see more or less the same features in another car. And they pick and choose whom to attack and whom to avoid. Because if they can't beat competition or beat a competitor, they be with it. They copy their style. They copy their model. They copy the features. So this is about strategy. If you can't beat it, copy it. But copy doesn't mean copy and paste. You try to put some features in that. And this is for your organization as well. When we see, let's come to another example now. Airlines, services, in-flight services. At the last of this PowerPoint, you're going to see Virgin Atlantic. What makes it different? What strategy makes it different? So it's the same for our national carrier, Air Mauritius. What makes it different from other African airlines? You know, I have been working extensively in the African continent for the last 5 years. I have traveled in and around 40 African countries. I can tell you, Mauritius is by far, Air Mauritius is by far one of the best African airlines, if not the best. Bon, I have traveled Air Seychelles, they are good as well. But being a Mauritian, I can tell you, without being biased, Air Mauritius, but I'm not comparing it with other grand airlines like Emirates, Qatar, or Virgin Atlantic, or Canadian Airlines, or Singapore Airlines. No, but I'm trying to compare it with their likes. For example, Senegal Airlines, Ethiopian Airlines. Ethiopian can be big in numbers, market share, but in terms of services, I rank them really very low. Because I know they are not up to that level. But in terms of volume and growth, they're very good. And they're strategically very well located. Having said so, my point is innovation and putting their long-term strategy in place. But we have had many failures. For example, the Mauritian Africa Hub. We were having flights in Dar es Salaam and Maputo. It failed big time. So our strategy has failed somewhere. And we tried to copy to make Mauritius as a hub as Singapore. It didn't work. But probably, and the most important thing is to change. If it is not working, you try to see what your other competitors are doing. You identify, you assess, and then you select on what you want to work. Okay, you get my point? And why you need to analyze your competitors? Because if you don't analyze what they are doing, it will be very difficult to work out your marketing planning. Guys, marketing or strategic marketing is an essential tool that you cannot only make on PowerPoint all day. It's about being able to sell the product ultimately. And I believe by making PowerPoints all day, you cannot sell a product. No. Or when you are in many meetings the whole day, you cannot sell a product. People fall asleep in meetings or in my lectures. But that's the way I see it, is that the critical point is to understand what works and what doesn't work. A company must constantly compare its product prices, places, and promotion with those of its competitors. And now it's easier. You can compare it online because everything is there, you know, online, and you get it. It is in public domain. This is how mobile companies compare the features. And this is how you, as a restaurant, as a service provider, as a promoter, you can compare and you can differentiate and develop your own strategy, be it in marketing or not. And there are some basic questions that we ask. Who are our competitors? What are their objectives? What are their strategies? What are their strengths and weaknesses? And what will be their reaction pattern if plan A backfires? You know, guys, in management, you cannot stick to one plan. You need to have plan A, plan B, or even plan C, because if there is an issue, if there is a problematic situation, you need to understand how to change your strategy and embark in another strategy. You need to work it out. Despite knowing that it is going to be challenging, it is going to take more time, but you need to do it. Because in management, there are risks. For example, the uncertain moments we are living. Hello, I think we need to have a plan B. I can tell you one thing. I was working for a British university in 2016. It's University of Northampton in UK. And in 2016, I was giving courses online for African students, for Asian students, for French students. It was normal to me. But in Mauritius, the new normal began last year, in 2020, which means for the 4 or 5 years, we were not ready to embark or to understand the importance of our online strategy for all the education institutions in Mauritius. I'm not talking about any particular institution, but for all. Most of them had problems. Now they need to master. Zoom is one mode of teaching. There are so many other, more user-friendly, easier, and things like this. But just to tell you, we were not ready. We didn't have a plan B. So it's important for you as managers or future managers to think critically, to think about plan A, plan B, or even plan C. It's not easy, but you need to understand, you need to work, and you need to provide solution. I've been working, I take my example, as a director. When people come to me with problems, I say it's good, but what do you propose as a solution? You as a manager, you need to think in that direction already. If I come with a problem, what will be there, or what will be a potential solution to the problem? This is how critical you need to be. And this will make the difference when you go to the director, you tell the problem, and you propose a solution. Look, sir, this is a problem, but this is how we can sort out the problem. And this will make you as an employee different. Okay, so this is the direction I want you to go, and this is the direction I want you, your organization, to go. Now, when assessing competitors, I said it earlier, you need to understand their strategy, you need to understand their weakness as well. Could in a défaillance, and this is where you need to capitalize. Let's take the example of a fast food outlet. For example, KFC. Okay, they had certain limitations. Earlier, they didn't have drive-through. Many of their restaurants, they don't have drive-through facilities. What McDonald's did, it's a typical example, and it's a vivid example in Mauritius. They identified that weakness and they work in that direction. And now almost all McDonald's restaurant, fast food outlet in Mauritius or in Europe or anywhere you go, they have drive-through points. Which means when they have analyzed the strategy of the competitor, they have seen their weakness. Having worked on their weakness, now this is one of the uniqueness of McDonald's. You can come. One thing I don't know, again, est-ce qu'il y en a KFC qui travaille 24/7 à Maurice? Ou bien pendant les week-ends?
KFC not
No.
yet.
Hello? No,
No.
KFC. I'm a vegetarian on top of that. I don't even eat that. What I want to tell you is that McDonald's, they have outlets, I believe, during the weekends, they work the whole night. Si je me trompe pas, hein? I believe. And this is since long time. So you can see there is an analysis. There is some work being done at the back office. And then when they analyze all these data, they work on their strategy. Is it okay? Is it interesting?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now let's see, when you're working on your competitor objectives, what you need to understand. Basically, profitability. I am not going to analyze or dwell my time on a competitor which is failing year in, year out. Il peut faire défaite, le défaite, mais qui m'ont pas analysé. Nothing to analyze. But if a company is working well, it is yielding profit, they have a market share, yes. So you can see profitability, market share, cash flow. And cash flow, this is, I can tell you, I was working at the World Bank. There was a project called the Mauritius Business Corp Scheme in Mauritius in the year 2011 and in Africa. I was in charge of the monitoring and evaluation department. When I was working there, I can tell you, hello, can you hear me? Okay, sorry.
Yes.
There is a connectivity issue at my place. Yeah, I was talking about cash flow. So when I was analyzing the projects or the companies, 400 companies in Mauritius, big corporates, there was a serious trend that I saw, cash flow issues. In management terms, it's called cash 22. Even big corporates, they may have many assets, huge assets, but if they don't have a proper cash flow management, they're deemed to die. And I'm talking about big corporates like Saint Felix. Big corporate, but cash flow problem. They have land, they have industries, they have machines. Rosebel Sugar Estate, same thing. It's a parastatal body. They have many things, but cash flow problem. So what I'm trying to say, if you don't get these things right, it will cause you problem. Technology and leadership. Many have seen, the emancipation of Emirates, how they use technology in flight, internet, entertainment. You can even choose your menu before boarding a flight. So these are technology or technological leadership that they have embraced, and we as followers, we can analyze. So these are the USP that makes them different. Service leadership. In restaurants or in most service sectors like insurance and other, even education, the way you treat your customers, the way you answer to the queries, the way you present yourself to these customers, it's important to understand, oh, what are the unique selling points in these service leadership companies? Whether be it grooming, whether maybe the way they talk, or the seriousness they take in responding to queries, how fast, or how well, or how rapid they are. I'm not telling you to compare directly, but in your mind, you can think, if you have gone to a restaurant, how well they treat you, the ambience, the decor, the way you're treated, meet and greet, the way you're being served, the way the menu is explained, the service delivery. Okay, so you can in your mind. So as an analysis, you analyze all these points. And then what you do, you can benchmark your strengths and weaknesses. And this is where quality comes in mind. Whether be in pharmaceutical business, you choose the best practices everywhere and you put it in your place. For example, now in Mauritius, there is a problem in the wake of this pandemic, and the problem is communication. Because I believe there is a gap. Some are telling something, others are telling another thing. What is the gap? We need to work on the gap to see where there is split communication. Split communications means there is one information, but there is a split, which means some are understanding this way, others are understanding in that way. What is making that confusion? As an expert in communication, anyone can try to work it out and remedy the situation in order to have a unique communication which goes to one and all. And this will improve quality and performance for anything, hospital, government, or whatsoever. So you need to work out on these issues. A company has already largely selected its major competitors with prior decisions on customer targets, position, and its marketing mix strategies. So you choose whom to avoid and you choose whom you want to attack to compete them out of the market and to gain the market share. This is very ruthless, but this is a sad reality in business. Because if you don't take the market share, you're going to lose ground. You get my point? And customer value analysis teaches us that how to value our customers, how to assess our performance vis-a-vis our competitors in order to gain the maximum customers. You can see this example, Nike and Adidas, more or less, they offer the same products, but how they compete. Walmart and Target, two brands in food distribution. So how they market their products or their brands. Samsung and Apple, same thing. And now, what differentiates one strategies from another? You have Porter's generic strategies, which means you can differentiate your strategy based on cost, based on product differentiation, on the way you focus on the market, and the way you focus on your costing. These are the 4 generic strategies whereby you can concentrate and differentiate your overall strategy. For example, you're producing a product, a mobile phone, and you can work out the costs. which means either you will have a huge profit margin or a low profit margin. So it will depend on your cost leadership. Where you are, comment ça s'appelle? Rassemblement. You are having all your mobile being produced. Where? Is it in China, India? Then you can focus on the cost. Or you're producing it in US. Depends. Differentiation in strategies, in features. What makes you different? And what is your focus in differentiation? Is it cameras? Is it the design? You need to focus somewhere. And then you have the cost focus, which means it will cost you not more than 500 USD. So whatever you produce, you know you're going to get it within this range. So these are the 4 generic Porter's strategies where you need to focus in order to gain differentiation. It's called the Porter's generic strategies. Another thing is you have the red and blue ocean strategies. This is very famous. This was developed by a Singaporean author, which means the blue ocean strategy means why compete when you don't have to compete, which means you offer a product. There are many examples you can see where you create an uncontested market. You make competition irrelevant. You value innovation, you attract non-customers. That is, you create your own zone, in other words. You don't compete, you create your own market. And I believe here, when I take this strategy, I'm talking about Apple. They have their own market and they don't dwell about features. There are many things like PlayStation. They have their own market. They won't think about their competitors. They think about innovation, what they're going to. And on the contrary, if you choose red ocean strategy, you are in the existing marketplace, you try to beat competition, you are, low cost, high cost, competitive. All these are normal things or normal strategies. But on the contrary, blue ocean strategy is where you can be unique in your own terms, but it's not easy to achieve that. But you can start working in that. Here, I can take the example of those restaurants who had online, whereby you could order online. I'm talking before the pandemic, 2017-2016, whereby these restaurants, they already had the online strategy in place. So this is how you create uncontested market. And then what you do, you have to do a SWOT analysis. I started it last week. What is SWOT? A technique that enables a group or individual to move from everyday problems and traditional strategies to a fresh perspective. SWOT analysis looks at your strengths and weaknesses and the opportunities and threats your business faces. Guys, oubliez littérature. When we talk about SWOT, there are 4 elements. Strength, your inner strength. What is your unique selling points? What is the competitive advantage you have that others don't have? And then you compare the threats, the potential entrants, your competitors. And you need to clearly understand what will be the opportunities in the next 3 to 5 years. And of course, the threats. So when you see strength and weakness, this is internal for our organization. And opportunities and threats, external environment, they are yet to come. They are all yet to be faced. So when you go with each characteristics, for example, is strength. characteristics of the business or a team that give it an advantage of others. I said it. For example, financial resources, your brand name, economies of scale. There are so many examples that you can read. It gives you the strength that can compete with others. Likewise with weaknesses. What distracts the organization? What are the factors that complicate your production? For example, limited financial resources or cash flow problems, like I said, narrow product line, limited distribution. So all these are examples of weaknesses which you need to work on. These are your natural weaknesses and you need to work on. And it can be done on yourself as well. For all those who are not working, you can do an internal SWOT for yourself. What are your strengths? What are your weaknesses? What are the opportunities that may come in the future? Or for your department. It's the same for opportunities, threat as well. You can read it. Now, how SWOT is helpful? To help decision makers share and compare ideas. To bring clearer and common purpose and understanding. To provide, decision-making process where you want to be. To create a strategy for longer term. You got my point? So all these are important elements. Who needs SWOT analysis? So for all these elements that you can see, when you want to change a job, even you need a SWOT. Is it wise to do it now in this pandemic situation? Many have done it. Who were working in hotels, now they're working elsewhere. When you need to launch a product, you need to do a SWOT analysis. When taking an important decision, for example, a lockdown, confinement, you need to analyze. Competitive evaluation. So all these elements, you can see I have given examples. Okay. Now, all those who have YouTube, I believe you are connected online. Let's see this video. You can copy the link below. Let me try to share my screen on this, and then you can see it together. You can see it on your desktop yourself. Okay. I don't
want to know the most.
Can you see it?
Men make when approaching women, but have no clue they're making it.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, you can see it. Great. Let's put it on full screen. Let's see it together, and then probably I can have your views on this. Yes. So you have seen this video, and I believe you can imagine in how much details they have gone in order to make the customer base understand how they value them. For example, for a specific occasion, talking about Christmas, what are the facilities, what are the services being offered in flight for the passenger, the way they are seated, the way they are treated, the facilities they get for their menu. They may not miss their home or a restaurant, whether be it food or beverages, or leg space, or the ambience. So the point is that when you're putting in place a strategy, all details are important. Like we say, the devil is in the detail. Le diable est dans le détail. It's important to work it out, to understand well what is being expected from you, from the customers. And I can tell you it is a wowing experience for those who travel. And this is a particular example. I can take the example of a restaurant. I can take the example of a hotel. The way they are greeted at the airport. You know, these are called the moment of truth. The way you meet the customers, and there is a service chain from day 1 to day 10. How well they are treated during all those days. How memorable their travel or their visit will be. And it can be in your organization. If you're an insurance company, a bijouterie, anything, any service outlet, because the way you treat your customers. You get my point? Can you have a vision of what I'm trying to say about this strategy, about the level of thinking I want you to have? Are you with me?
Yes, sir. We are here.
Yes,
Amen.
sir, it's clear.
Les gars, sommeil? Un samedi matin?
No.
C'est bon, c'est presque lunch to lunch. Quand mettre cette vidéo, moi, comment que c'est manger tout? Il n'a pas en mangeant, en buvant. Il n'a pas cuit tout capable là. C'est bon, was it interesting today's lecture?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Any questions?
Yes.
Any questions? Kozenku? Je comprends bien what I wanted to say about competitors, about the strength, about the opportunities. Je te comprends?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Alors, apprendre bien. Comme on peut dire apprendre bien.
Yes.
Fini comprend.
Fini comprend, pas besoin cause beaucoup.
Les cours, don't you?
Pardon?
You know, les cours, don't you?
No. I don't give tips. I give areas of revision. These are areas where you can revise. Well, I have already prepared your exam paper, already submitted to. Hello. You are on good track. Just follow what I want you to follow. You will be on track. And trust me, in the strategic management module, if you get a B in my paper, I consider it a failure. We need to go for gold. We need to go for gold. It is that interesting. And I know you're all working people and you can share your experiences. That's why I'm saying Si pas gagné A, ça veut dire ou fail. Ou bien gagné A. Peine à l'autre chemin. D'accord, hein? Vous êtes tout tranquille, vous n'avez paniqué?
Mais bon, là, trop haute.
Mais, elle aime le bord, hein? Peine à l'autre bord.
À la garantie, ça veut dire.
Hein?
À la garantie.
Vous avez travail pour gagner, non? You need to work for that. I'll give you.
With your help.
No, I am here to help and I'm here to give you all the assistance possible. Okay? So that will be it from my part. If you don't have any question, we'll be ending today. Et prochaine classe, c'est quand?
Hmm. 10 avril.
10 avril. Okay? Hello, 1 week prior to the submission. So we'll meet on the 10th of April online. Prenez vos dispositions because I have been communicated by the program manager to conduct all the classes online. Bon, I prefer to have, face-to-face contact rather than online. But bon, it's the new normal. We have to work in that direction. Let's see. Okay, so if you don't have any questions, guys, so thank you. And then we'll be meeting on the 10th of April. Is it okay?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, sir.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Have a nice weekend and a nice confinement. Enjoy.
Thanks.
Bye.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Okay,
Bye,
thank you.
bye, 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 bye.
Thank you.